cape.
Hey everyone, Doug here from 2+ Stuff, and welcome back to another hobby haul. If you missed the first few of these I did, basically, whenever I come into ownership of a big lot of something, it's kind of helps me to kind of like separate it if I just kind of walk through what I'm working on. But I wanted to put a note at the beginning of this video. This is kind of a different hobby haul. The last 2 to 3 weeks, I've been dealing with some real like hobby burnout. I just don't want to paint stuff. I have the bone splitters, I got a unit done, but I just kind of have lost my painting like mojo. And it's not just painting, it's the overwhelmingness of all the new rules that dropped on us, like the General's Handbook, Forbidden Power. I know the General's Handbook changed a lot of things for a lot of people. All the new battle tomes, just a lot to cover, and so I just kind of need to like chill for a little bit. And that is where the contents of this hobby haul come in, because I was watching, if you ever watched the channel, Tabletop Minions with Uncle Adam. I love a lot of his content. He did a video on burnout where one of his suggestions was like, try to find other games that are in that same wheelhouse and just explore those. And so we're going to be talking a lot about Warhammer Underworlds and Kill Team. So with all that out of the way, let's take a look at what I got. Okay, so here we are at the downward cam. I'm going to start off with Kill Team here. Here's some stuff. So for Kill Team, I wanted to go with something a little bit easier. So I was having a conversation with Shu from Rerolling Ones, and we're both at a point where like the game is just very cumbersome of AOS, and we're like looking at other stuff just to like have other games just to kind of change things up a little bit, put some spice back in the hobby. And one of the things that I realized is that one of my favorite people to game with is a local guy, Ben. I've had him on the show. He was doing Daughters of Cain. He talked all about how to build transportation options, that kind of stuff. And he plays a lot of 40k and a bit of Kill Team, and I wanted to join him. And so I went out and grabbed these from a local store. And so, yeah, I don't know. I'm going to start Death Guard as an army, and this is just a really great place to start. This is a Kill Team. I think I'm going to use, 5 of these dudes and like 2 or 3 of these guys. And that is a Kill Team, but it's also a great start to an actual army. So we'll put that off to the side. At some point, I completely forgot that when I came into this new apartment, one of the things I did want to do was Kill Team battle reports, because it's very size accommodating, right? It's a very small tabletop. So in addition to that, I got this guy, and you're going to see why I got this guy. This is brand new, and not much to say on it other than it is Night Vault. I'll explain as I go into the stuff that I got, like the used things, and a bit why I'm excited about this. I'll put it off to the side here. We'll just chat about that in a little bit. Actually, I'm going to put some stuff on the floor. I'll knock it off into oblivion. And then there is this big old bucket of stuff. So let's just start taking this apart bit by bit. First off, thank you, Jack from Rerolling Ones, for being so well organized with all your tokens and goals and all that stuff like that. And if you haven't figured out already, this is a whole lot of stuff for Warhammer Underworlds. A lot of different dice, combos, stuff like that. We have, first up, the Farstrider, still in their box, I think, right? I try not to open stuff like directly under the microphone, because it is so hard to hear. Oh yeah, totally perfectly new. Sweet. Okay, and then how many guys are in here? 3? Now, I am going to paint these to match my Celestial Vindicators, and I'm excited about that. One thing I am going to do, as I got a whole bunch of, they're right up here, the Forge World heads you saw before, I am going to throw some of those on here. I also grabbed a whole bunch of heads from the company called Puppets War, so we're going to see how those stack up. They're like the tiniest fraction smaller, but I don't think it'll matter when it's on a body. So I just want to check that out. And of course, the cards that come with them. So there is those guys. Those are the Farstriders. Okay, I dig it. I dig it. Let's see what's next. We got this lovely box. I got a paint of Sotek Green that I stole from Jack. We have the Skaven Warband. Okay, we'll put those guys right here. Now these I actually had for some time. Most of my Skaven stuff went to Shu from Rerolling Ones, but we were able to reclaim these guys and get them ready for a for Shadespire, basically. Next to them are the Chosen Axes, who I don't know anything about. I don't know anything about this game at all, but I'm very excited to start learning. So we got the Chosen Axes right there. And below them is just a whole bunch of cards. Here we have 36. So these are the card sleeves for Iron Skull's Boys. And actually, I want to stop here and show you that. So if you were on my 4th of July live stream, you will know that I was working on these guys. This is another set that I have right here. And basically, when I got these, Jack had Zenithal highlighted them already. And let me tell you something. Contrast paints, they're not for everything, and they're not for everyone. They're another tool in the toolbox. But they take to Zenithal highlighting. I don't know, man. Like peas and carrots go together. It's just they look fantastic. This is mostly just the basic yellow. I got some paint on my fingers. I did the rim of the base is black. So, but anyway, so the Skull Boys looking fine. Super excited about that. So I think this is mostly their cards. Try not to get my paint water hands everywhere. Yep, so it looks like a whole stack of cards there. I really have to go through these and kind of figure out what's what. This is oh yeah, so there was a white dwarf that came out a while ago with the rules of how to put a Chaos Gargant in your game, which, I'm going to do battle reports on the channel for Warhammer Underworlds. I will absolutely do this at some point because it just sounds hilarious. So I really like it. I'm trying to think how that works. So 26, 32. I have to look at the rules, but that's a lot of health. Holy smokes. Okay. So we got that and a few more cards. Okay, those are just random one-off cards. But this is cool. I feel good. The warband I actually really wanted to start with was the Orcs, which is why I started painting them first. I've heard mixed things about them in the game, that they are both straightforward and, and a good balance of like, they're just aggressive and you can build aggressive things for them. And there's not a lot of nuance to them, which is like, yes, no nuance. So let's see. Next up is this huge chunk of cards. Now, here's the interesting thing. Here's the cards for the Chosen Axes. Here's the cards for Magor's Fiends. And the reason, these are the Orc cards. The reason that I have these is because most of the Underworld stuff that I have, I got from Jack, who bought the base set and Magor's Fiends because he wanted those for his Khorne army. These guys, if you are a Khorne player and you're like, I want to dive heavy into blood type points, the Underworld's warbands are awesome because they're just dirt cheap people who are meant to die. They were more effective in the last edition of the Battle Tome. Sorry, that glares in the way. I'll get that out of the way. They're more effective in the last one, but they're still super good. So this is Magor's Fiends. What do we got? Oh, that's the Chosen. Oh, that's right. He had multiple set of Chosen Axes, I think. So, yes. Magor's Fiends, deck 1 of 2. Magor's Fiends, deck 2 of 2. Chosen Axes, 1 of 2. My gosh, there's so many decks of cards in here. Sorry, I'm reeling. Here is the 2. I didn't realize you get 2 decks with every box. So here's the 2 decks for the Skaven one. What are you? Chosen Axes, deck 2 of 2. Okay, cool. So those are our 3 decks. Let me get this out of the way, and we got one more thing. That is the original Shadespire box, the one that started it all. Now, I did originally buy this when it came out because it was pretty cheap. I mean, it was its own little concentrated game. I didn't get a chance to play it too much. I didn't think that there was a local scene until I started going to a new game store locally, and there's actually quite a few people playing it. And there is a local Facebook group in the Seattle area. So I was like, yes, please. And this set is basically all of the contents of Shadespire as we know it. So I won't go into it in too much detail. It's all the stuff that's in Shadespire. Oh, I got those objectives. With the exception of any of the models. And the reason for that is, like I said, Jack uses the Khorne guys in his Khorne army, Magor's Fiends and Garruk Reavers, and then he already had the Stormcast guys painted, and he doesn't like getting rid of painted models, which totally makes sense. So the reason I have some extras, that's all right. What are these? Okay, so it looks like we've got some stuff he was putting there for his own reference. Oh, cool. We got the Garruk Reaver sleeves. Nice. Here are the Steelheart Champion sleeves. Okay. I didn't realize all this stuff was in here. Let's take a look here. These look like objective cards and the cards for them. Oh, interesting. So here, I think, I didn't know this, but there's also the cards for the Sepulchral Guard. Sepulchral is how you say that. So I actually, man, I actually have factions for or cards, I mean, for many, many factions, even though I only have the models for 6. Let's see, what are you? Oh, this is another one of those things that they give you in the White Dwarf, just a whole bunch of little card resources here. These look like they were more related to Silver Tower or Hammer Hall, and this is a Blood Bowl thing. More cards, more cards, more cards. Cool. I think that's pretty much it. I got to get the objectives together. Boom, man, that's a lot of stuff. That was a lot of stuff. Okay, so let's think about this. As I have just obliterated my work area, let me clear some stuff out here while I chat. Just kind of speak in my mind. So the reason I went and got this set, right, Night Vault, even though I already have a bunch of stuff, like I knew I was getting all of this, and so I was like, you know, what do I want to get to expand upon it? I got Night Vault for a few reasons. One, you get more boards, right, to actually like play the game. You can set up deployment differently, that kind of stuff. But also, in the box, there's the Legion of Grief, the Night Haunt stuff, which Jess likes the aesthetics of the Night Haunt, so that's cool. We'll try that with her. But then also there's the Stormcast. Now here's the thing. The reason I really want to get the Stormcast is because if you think about everything else I have the Far Striders, I have all the cards for Steelheart's Champions, and apparently the sleeves. So like I could make a pretty cool Stormcast specific deck. There's all of the resources that Stormcast have, and I can make them available to that one warband. It doesn't interest me as much as the Orcs, but, you know, it's cool. I can. There's a lot of stuff there to be had. It brings up the number of factions I have from, so these are 4. Sorry, you have Skaven, Fire Slayers, Ironjaws, the Far Striders, so that's, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 2 inside Night Vault, so that's a 6 total. And I have card decks for those 6, right, plus Garruk Reavers, Steelheart Champions, apparently Sepulchral Guard, Magor's Fiends, like that's huge. So I have the resources to just jump into the game, building a pretty competent deck, I think. I mean, there's some resources here I can definitely dive into. I don't think I'll use, obviously, every card, but that's okay. One thing about this game that I do need to catch up on, and if you are somebody who plays a lot of Underworlds, please reach out to me, because I'm always chatting with people. Like banned card lists, restricted cards, those kinds of things. I know that they are a thing in this game, and I'm okay with that. Let me get all the sleeves that I have together. Sweet. Yeah, I like this. These are fun looking. So, yeah, I'm pretty pumped about this. So I'm gonna basically, I'm going to just do a finishing touch-ups on the Ironjaws. What are they called? I don't know. Skull Crushes, something like that. I can't find the name of it. Finish those up. I'll throw some pictures up on Instagram of all these warbands as I do them. They're fun little painting breaks for sure. And we'll start covering the game in more. I'm going to play a few times to kind of get comfortable with the rules for sure. I mean, I played when Shadespire came out, but I haven't done anything with like the magic abilities and stuff like that in Nightfall. So I'm kind of curious how that all works. And that's pretty much it. Let me go ahead and get this stuff kind of pulled together. There's a lot going on right now. I'm interested to see if anyone knows the answer to this. I'll look it up when I'm done. But basically, just they sell warbands without the cards because I want to get the Sepulchral Guard. They look pretty cool. I was watching a whole lot of Mini Wargaming's battle reports, seeing Luca try to use them. And I'm not sure what's available for that faction, like in terms of like, you know, obviously like faction-specific cards, but they seem to be really fun. So that's all I care about. Let's see. There's a dude. I don't need these. And Severn Steelheart. Yeah. Okay. So let me clean this mess up and I'll come back and chat with you. So that, friends, completes the next hobby haul. As you can see, a lot of stuff going on, all focused on smaller games. And the reason for that is simply, like I said before, to kind of avoid burnout. You know, I'm playing large 2,000-point games that take 2 to 3 hours, depending on when you get there and if you have a table set up. It's just kind of gotten exhausting. And so I want to focus on having good, memorable experiences with people in a faster way. And so Underworlds typically is like a 45-minute game. And then also, what is it? Kill Team is incredibly fun, and I look very much forward to getting that built. It's going to take more time because I want to do something special with those Death Guard. I'm actually going to do a John Blanche, like Blanchitsu style, where it's a lot of browns and bone color, that kind of stuff, and kind of build it up there, along with some faint nurgly bits on the extremities. And so I have a lot of excitement going around for the different projects that I have. Because, you know, I enjoyed the Bone Splitters. I'm not getting rid of them. I have no intention of doing that, or the Stormcast, which are the only two armies I have right now, I think. No intention of getting rid of them. No plans to do that. I just really needed a break. Needed to do something smaller to kind of get my hobby mojo back. So that's kind of the plan right now. And I'm hoping that these two games will provide some fun content. I know people like Underworlds because the second I mentioned it in the Shadespire lore video, I got flooded with messages on Instagram, Facebook, and many of my patrons reached out and were like, how can I help get you into this game? Right? And so I know there's a lot of enthusiasm. I'm not the most competitive person, but I will make some really fun content surrounding it. So look forward to that. And Kill Team, I have some really cool ideas on a Kill Team battle report that I think that you will all very much enjoy. I'm not going to go whole hog into like 40k lore per se, but I think I can do some cool stuff and bring something to that hobby as well. So leave your comments down below. What kind of stuff are you interested in? Do you have any interest in Underworlds or Kill Team? And if so, what do you like about those things? And what would you give me as advice for getting into them? So thank you all so much for watching, and I'll catch you next time. Happy wargaming.